Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and we are on the final segment of the morning show. We are connecting right now with some guests via Zoom, and they are from Galen University, the Criminal Justice Department, our students at Galen, and they'll be chatting with us. I think we have someone just appeared on screen there. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. Yes, I can surely hear you.
And who are you? Who do we have here?
Well, my name is Fernando Vega. I'm a criminal justice student at
Okay,
Galen
you're Fernando
University.
Vega.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Good morning, guys.
morning. Is this David?
Yes, sir.
David
my name is,
Menjivar.
David Menjivar. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I too am a criminal justice student at Galen University.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the criminal justice.
I think we also have
Program.
Tyra.
We have Tyra. Oh, there you go.
Good morning. All right,
Hello,
glad to have
good
all three of you
morning.
there.
Tyra Tucker, right?
Good morning. Yes, my name is Tara Tucker, and I'm also a criminal justice student at Galen University.
Okay, and you're zooming in right from Galen? Or you're all in your own location?
I'm in my location.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about the criminal justice program and why criminal justice?
Yeah, sure. So our criminal justice program at Galen focuses on a variety of topics. It covers a lot of things, ranging from custody and treatment to the course, which we're going to be talking about later, which is law and society. We talk about a vast array of things involving the criminal justice system in Belize, whether that be the police, the inmates, the correctional institution, and stuff of that sort.
Okay. Is this the first cohort, or this is a program that they've had going on for some time?
No, definitely. This has been something that's been going on for quite some time now. So, as we all know, Galen has been established since 2003, right? So, it's been a program that's been quite active within Galen University. So, we were definitely not the first cohort. We're definitely way in there, but definitely it's been something that's been going on for quite a while.
Is there any particular subject you're looking at during this session, considering you're in criminal justice, the program, any special area you're looking at?
Yes. So we're taking a course right now. It's Law and Society with our lecturer Justice Moore, and it's really about understanding how the law connects to our everyday life and how law shapes people behavior and how the society responds to issues like discrimination, legal protection, and impact real human experiences. Hence the reason why we're here talking about sexual harassment, which is one of the topics we close to focus on, because it's not just a legal issue, it's a social issue that affects workplace, schools, family, and also community across Belize.
Yeah.
What exactly are you doing with it? Are you disseminating it? Are you studying it closely? How it will affect society, or how it will? I guess it's not implemented yet. It's still an act.
Yeah. So what we're doing here and what we've been doing for the past couple of weeks has been trying to spread a lot of awareness regarding the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 2024, which got repealed from the previous 1996 Act. We're trying to make more people aware of it, and with that, we did a survey to ask the people. I think it was 135 participants to see how, or to gauge the knowledge people have on this, so we can be more informed on areas where we need to improve and do a better job at disseminating them, as you said.
Okay. Looking at the act, what areas you feel is extremely important? I mean, you talk about the repeal of the 1996 Act and replacing with the 2024 Act. Have you been able to dissect or identify what the differences were, and what are some of the highlighted areas that you'd like to emphasize for our viewers and listeners?
Yes, of course. So when it came to the 1996 Act, we must applaud that Belize was actually one of the first Caribbean countries that implemented it. So other Caribbean countries were actually, giving us our praises for having a sexual harassment act. But now making the comparison with the 1996 one and the 2024 one which is actually has been implemented, it is an act and is within the laws of Belize.
Yeah.
The main difference there would be when it comes to, evolving with society. So going through all the evolution from 1996 all the way up to 2024, society has definitely changed. So with that, our laws must change as well. So we did kind of delve into it. We noticed that there's quite some differences when it came to the 1996 Act, especially saying that back then when it came to the act, you were supposed to go ahead and deal with it at a magistrate's court. But now when it comes to this act of 2024, it's being pushed over to the high court. So the main difference there, it's being looked at as a very serious offense now. So instead of dealing with it at the magistrate's court, we're going straight to the high court to be dealt with. So it's a very, it's a very serious offense. And as the times have changed, the differences are there when it came to the act.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to add on a little bit to what Fernando said, more concretely, we also noticed that a lot more of employer liability is in the act. The bill ensures that employers are liable for failing to take action against reports made, and yeah.
Okay. So you're saying now that the one of the major difference is there is an increase of liability to employers, meaning that the employer or the establishment has to pay more attention to these sort of reports and not to kind of try to sweep them under the rug that may have existed prior to the 2024 Act being put in place, right?
That's exactly right. So with the 2024 Act, basically what's mentioned in there is that all employers must have a written policy by the end of the year. So, and it's by the end of this year, actually. So since the Act was, exactly. So since it was implemented in 2024, they gave way for employers to have a year to implement this written policy in their institution. And it's with a wide variety of every employer, right? So even if you're a landlord, for example, renting apartments and so forth, you are basically within the law. You have to have a written sexual harassment policy. So it's something that you have to do by the end of this year that is upcoming.
So how does that? You said if I'm renting an apartment, my landlord needs to have some kind of sexual harassment policy in the rental agreement?
That is correct, yes, because as we've seen throughout society, we always hear about sexual harassment taking place, right? So employers is not just limited to somebody that owns a business or is a call center, director, etc. It's not only that. It's also extended towards people that are business owners that rent apartments, like for example, like we said. So it's all there. So it has to be within your the renter's agreement that you have a sexual harassment policy, because you can't take advantage of someone and say, okay, I'll rent you this apartment, but in response or in your payment, I want sexual favors as a payment for me renting this. Is somewhat of a if I'm not mistaken, the name of it would be quid pro quo, which is basically a this for that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So this for that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it applies there too.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that one. And in a company or a business, I guess that would come under like human resources, or do you need to have a someone who's dealing especially with that kind of complaint?
So
What does the law say?
again, we're aiming for, or the act aims to cover like every business, right? And a lot of business wouldn't be able to afford or have the manpower to run an HR department. So the way the act deals with it is the person, the owner of the business, even if it is like a really small business, it would be the person dealing with this. Like, for example, if something were to happen and at your place of work, you bring that up with your manager, and then you take action from there, right? It doesn't need to be a specific department, doesn't need to be a specific person, but there does need to be something in place for it. And usually it is the case that it would be the manager, the owner, or the supervisor.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't heard from Tyra. Tyra, what is? I mean, where does sexual harassment really cross the line? When does it become
Sexual harassment.
Yeah, I mean, I know in the Harvard School they are telling you that if a girl is passing on the street and you throw a comment at her, which is an innuendo, sexual innuendo, that's sexual harassment. Or if you whistle, is that a fact? Is it that sensitive?
What are examples of sexual harassment in the act?
So, well, in the act, sexual harassment is defined as any unwelcome sexual conduct, whether it can be verbal, physical, digital, or even written or nonverbal. What is important is that this behavior is unwanted, and either the person know or should know that they are making someone uncomfortable. So it includes sexual jokes, comments, touching, requests for sexual favors, sending sexual pictures, exposing someone to sexual content, or using the power to demand sexual compliances. So yeah, that's what it includes in the act.
Okay.
Does it differ for men and women? Because if a girl looks at me and says, "Boy, you only look sweet," I am happy. But if I do it to a woman, that could be sexual harassment, right?
Yeah,
How does that work?
It would be more so a matter of the welcomeness of it, right? It's again, in this case, you wouldn't complain, right? But if someone were to take offense to that, like say someone were to catcall me, I'd be like, okay, maybe I don't want this type of behavior, and then that is something that I can report. It applies equally to men and women.
Okay, so the operative word is unwanted.
But
Right?
if I accept it, then
Yes.
it's not sexual harassment? Because how does a woman indicate she doesn't want it? Because I'll be honest with you, I know men do offend women often. But the woman would just basically,
Laugh it out.
frown, maybe look away or not say anything. How does she signal to him, look, you're already passing if I make a compliment and she doesn't like it, can that be sexual harassment?
Well, it all comes down to how serious it is, right? The seriousness of whatever you're saying. Of course, men tend to have that tendency that, because she is exposing herself or wearing short dresses, showing cleavage, for example, they kind of take that, she's easy. But again, you have to kind of keep in mind that not because she's dressing that way means you have all the authority to go ahead and say whatever you want. So in regards to the female receiving that, we don't want them to feel like, they're the victim because I'm dressing this way or because I'm exposing myself this way in public. So it's all in the seriousness of the comment. Again, preference as well. If the female does not want to address it, that's okay. But our purpose here is for you to actually address it. Let them know that you do not like the comment. If it's a very serious comment that is made, you can make a report. So that's our primary purpose. We want to make the public aware that there is an anti-sexual harassment act. You don't have to keep quiet about what's going on if you're sexually harassed. You have to bring it to light. So like that, if you're in your job site, you can bring it to your employer. If you're in public, make a report, etc. So that's our our primary purpose. We want to make the public aware that you don't have to stay silent when it comes to any sexual jokes that are made at you if you receive a comment that you did not like. So make it as to you can make a report. You have that right as a Belizean citizen to basically make that report to the police, to your employer, or if you're in a public space as well, you can make a report to whoever is in charge. So again, it all comes down to the seriousness and how vulgar or offensive the comment was. Again, everybody has personal preference. They might not, just kind of shum it off a little bit, but you don't have to. That's what we're basically saying. You don't have to. You can speak up.
Yeah. The thing is that again, Tanya, where would you after looking at the act, would you advise your friends, your girlfriends, how to react to this? Because it could sound like a compliment, but actually it is a debasing comment made on your, I like a short dress, for instance. That could carry a lot of meanings. How would you advise your friends to deal with this at the moment, or when to report?
Okay, so how I advise my friends them, I will talk to them like we know that sexual harassment is not normal. It's not just jokes. It's something that they should know about and do not tolerate. With this new act, I believe that with better policies and with more education, we can create a safer business for them, and so that they can feel respected or protected.
Mm-hmm. In terms of the criminal justice program and degree, how does that relate to a legal degree? How does that equate? Because obviously you have to do a lot of familiarization with laws as well. So have you kind of equate that with LLB as well?
Yeah, I think it's a step in the direction, right? Again, the criminal justice program does a really good job at familiarizing us with a lot of acts that, again, might be a little unknown. In this case, and this is from our survey that we did, 67% of people have experienced sexual harassment, but only 56% of those people knew that an act existed. And so 56% is quite a number of people, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where our criminal justice department excels. It helps us familiarize with contemporary issues.
Okay.
Regarding.
When we are there other pressing issues within the society that you believe that the interests of criminal justice need to shine a light on? Sexual harassment being one of them. What other areas may pop out during your program, or have popped out during your program, that you believe that needs the level of attention as well?
Yeah, so relating to sexual harassment in the criminal justice program, there's a lot of situations when it comes to society. For example, right now we're having the 16 days of activism. So that's addressing domestic abuse, but that also ventures into child abuse being one of the many factors or many pressing situations that the criminal justice program can also go ahead and address. So it's not only sexual harassment, but domestic abuse, child abuse, extortion, all of that can be included within our program for us to go ahead and address. And for sure, in the future, you can expect us to bring up these types of issues and, again, bring more public awareness to it as well.
Okay, great. How far along are you in your program? 1 year, 6 months? When you're marching up?
Third year.
Third year.
If I'm not mistaken.
Third year.
Yes.
It's a 4-year program or 3-year program?
It's a 4 years bachelor's degree, so a 4-year program.
Okay. So you're well on your way.
Well, you should be quite familiar with the subject by the time we finish that program.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we certainly want to thank you guys. Any final comment very quickly? Anything that you think you want to leave the viewers and listeners with?
For sure. So yeah, we just want to give a huge thank you to our director, which is Justice Moore, for giving us the opportunity to do this. It's part of our class campaign to basically bring it out to the public. So we want to send a big shout out to her. And we want to leave the public with, a call to action: stand up, speak out, and help end sexual harassment in Belize. So, like I mentioned before, you don't have to keep quiet about what issues you're going through when it comes to sexual harassment. You have this Anti-Sexual Harassment Act that was established in 2024, so a year ago. So you have this as a resource. Please go ahead and, you can just hop online whenever you have a chance and just go through it. It's something that is very helpful, and it can give you some very good tips as to how you can approach a situation and where to actually escalate it to. So like I mentioned, stand up, speak out, and you can help us end sexual harassment here in our lovely country of Belize.
Yeah.
Students of the Criminal Justice Program at Galen University, David Menjivar, Fernando Vargas, and Tyra Tucker, thank you for speaking
Diving
to us
in.
this morning, and it's good that we spoke to
Yeah, diving
young
in
people
as young
who will be
people,
dealing with these
so
subjects.
that they're paying attention to these things as well. So we certainly want to thank them and for their continued interest in wanting to get the word out and in reference to the Sexual Harassment Act of 2024.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Well, Ernesto, we have come to the end of our show. I want to say thank you to, is it Karen was on this morning?
Yes, she's on.
Yeah,
the
so I want to
studio.
thank Karen Coot this morning. I want to thank Greg Canelo and Giovanni Castro for doing the master control operator stuff this morning. Our producer Manuela Ayuso, as well as Andrew Jones, for streaming. All our guests this morning certainly had a huge cadre.
We covered a wide
gamut
area
of
of subjects.
areas, and certainly all those behind the scene who made this show possible. And as usual, we say come back again tomorrow, where we will do this all over again just for you.
That's right. Thanks again, folks. And with that, I'll say, be kind to somebody today, Belize and beyond. Thanks for choosing love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good morning, Belize, and good morning. I say good morning, Belize, and good morning. And how are you this morning?
Wake up every morning, like go to work and get the light.